Stay to the end of this video as I'll be using 2 minutes to solve 99% of beginner traders' problem. A lot of traders are out there trading without knowing how to use leverage properly. Meanwhile, leverage is your exposure to risks. 99% of your risk management is governed around your leverage. Let's dive into the system while I explain to you better with examples. Okay guys, so I'll be using a live account to explain this for you guys. Okay, now this is BTC USDT, right? I want to explain leverage for you guys. This is our leverage here. As you can see, this section here, this is leverage, right? Which ranges on BTC USDT, the leverage on Bluffing ranges from 1 to 150x leverage. Now we'll start with 10x leverage. Let me explain this for you. No, let's start with 5x leverage. Let me explain this for you guys, how your leverage affects your trade. Now, let's say, for example, I'll switch all my transaction to market order. I want to enter BTC for long at this particular point, which I'll be using. My portfolio is worth 500 and, as you can see, my balance here is worth $544, right? It's worth $544. Now, I'll just be using 10% of the account. Let's say 12%. I want to enter BTC on 5x leverage for buy market order transaction. You can see here, right? Now 5x leverage executed. Now where is my liquidation point? Liquidation point is that point whereby when the trade goes against you and reach, you've lost 100% of the capital used on that particular trade. Now I can't see my liquidation point from here. Okay, I went for buy. Now this is my liquidation point on 5x leverage. So let's see. As you can do this, let's go for, went for buy, right? This is long and this is where I entered from, right? Simply means I predicting it to go against me. Now I'm predicting it to go in my favor. Now if it goes against me up to this particular point on 5x leverage, I've lost 100% of the capital used on that particular trade. That means I've lost 100% of my capital, and this is for 5x leverage, right? Let's reduce this so we can do for 10x and 50x leverage. So this is 5x. This is for 5x leverage. Let's make it in white, and let's make this in 25. Let's make this 25. It's okay. Now, currently the trade is moving in my favor because I can see I'm currently up few cents, as you can see here. So I'll just go ahead and close this and save this first before I close. So this is saved. So this, then close all position. So now what am I trying to show you? If I enter this trade on 5, if I enter BTC on 5x leverage for long, right, it has to go against me from my entry point up to this place before I lose minus 100% of the capital, right? Now simply means BTC has to drop from this particular point up to $47,000 or $48,000 before I lose 100% of the capital on that particular trade. Now let's increase our leverage and use 10x leverage on BTC, or let's use 20x leverage on BTC and see using the same entry point. I'll pick the same tool. I'll just duplicate it. Clone, right? Now let's go up. Now we'll go back and enter BTC now, increase our leverage to 20x leverage. That means we've increased it times 4 of the initial leverage we're using. Now I'll still use 12% of my portfolio on this case, then I'll buy BTC again. Now this is the same entry point, right? In this case, we are using 20x, right? Now, can you see the difference? Can you see the difference? I'm coming. Let me adjust this to 20. Can you see the difference? Now, can you see the difference? This is the liquidation point on 20x leverage. That is that yellow line. That yellow line that you can see. This is the liquidation point on 20x leverage. That's why I say your leverage is like Your leverage is your risk management as a crypto trader. Now, can you see that the bigger the leverage, the closer your liquidation point is to your entry point? And I said your liquidation point is that point whereby the trade has to go against you minus 100% before you lose all the capital in that particular pair. As you can see. Can you see here, right? Now, this is the liquidation point on 20x leverage. Now, do you know what we're going to do? We're going to increase the leverage now to 40 or 50x leverage and see how our leverage affects us as crypto traders. That's why I see some people will enter a trade. The trade, they will set their stop loss, but to sign them out before it even reach their stop loss. Do you understand? That is the cause. The account got liquidated before even approaching their stop loss. Now let's do this on. I closed all the trades now. Why is this still showing? Come, let me close my trades again. Yeah, I did. Now we'll enter BTC again for long using 40x leverage. Let's increase our leverage now and see. Okay, there's no 40x leverage. Let's use 50x. This is 50x on BTC. Nice. So let me clone this. I don't know why this is still showing. Come, let me switch to the. Now we'll enter BTC on long on 50x. I'll still use 12% of my portfolio for buy. As you can see. As you guys can see, the balance on this particular is around 500 and it was 540 because we made some small box. You can see it's currently 542 that's left. So now I want to enter BTC using 50x leverage market order. We're going for buy. Let's buy and see. We just bought. They haven't warning us that this is a high risk trade. Now, can you see the liquidation point in this case? Now, this one is for 20s. Let me clone this. Clone. My trade is already running in $1 profit, $2 profit now. Anyways, that aside, that's not why we're here. Let's go back to where we want the camera to focus on. Now, can you see? Now, this is the liquidation point on a 50x leverage. Can you see? Can you see? Now, this is why I say the bigger your leverage, the closer your liquidation point is to your entry point. Now, look how it looks like on the big screen now. Let's centralize this. Can you see? Now, if you apply proper risk management, that's why I say always apply proper risk management. Everything about your risk management as a trader is governed around your leverage. Now, just imagine you decide to use 100x leverage. You decide to use 100x leverage. It will be like much closer to your entry point than 50x leverage. Can you see? The bigger your leverage, the bigger the profit, the bigger the losses, the bigger the fees you pay for every transaction. That's why sometimes you see that you're making a lot of profit, but when you exit the trade, you will not see the profit. You will not see the capital. It's because the profit you've made so far is not enough to cover up for the transaction fee on that particular trade. Do you understand? Now, let's try for 100x. Let's try for 100x and see. I currently made no up to $1. Okay, I made $4 as you can see here. I'm currently up $4. So let's save this before we close. So this is more like a live trade also. It's currently at $5 now. So in total, all this trade that we've been doing now, like we've made like $10 practicing this together. Okay, so now let's go back up. Now we want to check for 100x leverage. Let you see how very close it will be to your entry point. Now let's go for 100x leverage. Now 100x leverage, let's use small capital here. Let's use 6%. Then we'll go for BTC buy, same entry. Now, can you see that of 100x leverage? Can you see? It's like half of that 50x. Can you see? Let me duplicate this, you should see. So that's why your leverage affects you as a trader. It affects how fast your account blows. Do you understand? Can you see? This is 400. Look at the yellow line. This is it. Now, so that's obviously the bigger your leverage, the bigger your profit, the bigger your losses, and the closer your liquidation point is to your entry point. The smaller your leverage, the smaller your profit, the smaller your losses, and the farther your liquidation point is to your entry point. Do you understand? That's why it says that sometimes you enter a trade and you make profit, you close that trade in profit, you will not see the profit, and inside your capital will also drop. This is the reason why. Do you understand? How good? So your leverage affects you as a trader. So now next time if you're entering a trade, you know that okay, even though I set my stop loss, in this kind of trade you can set stop loss, in this kind of trade you can set stop loss, this type you can set stop loss, but this one that is very close to your entry point, where do you want to set as your stop loss when your entry point and your stop loss are battling together? Do you understand? Your entry point and your stop and your liquidation point are battling together. How do you want to set stop loss? So please always apply proper risk management to your trades. Everything about risk management is governed around your leverage. Peace and welcome to Spice in Crypto Academy. So this particular trade now, I've lost $1, but regardless, I'll just close it. Before closing, let me share P&L so you guys can see that I'm down $1. As you can see, 6%, $1 down. So let me save. Now we'll close. At least this example I did for you guys, I've made like $10 from this example. So this is how everything is being done. So close the trade. The bigger your leverage, the bigger your profit, the bigger your losses, and the closer your liquidation point is to your entry point. The smaller your leverage, the smaller your profit, the smaller your losses, and the farther your liquidation point is to your entry point. The bigger your leverage, the bigger the fees you pay for every buy and sell transaction. The smaller your leverage, the lesser the fees you pay for every buy and sell transaction. Peace and welcome to Spice in Crypto Academy. Information was useful for you guys.